Would you like to kick off since you're so excited, Caleb, or should I kick it off and you get to the juicy part?
Well, we're going to first have a bit of World War II history. So who's the most World War II history buff of us?
Me, baby. That's me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you heard of a little known event called Pearl Harbor? Because if so, then you're
what? What's that? Pearl what?
What's
what
that?
happened in Harbor?
Pearl what? It sounds like a Chinese restaurant.
Pearl Harbor. Could you?
It actually does. It sounds like I feel like.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine like a Chinese buffet in a small town? It's called Pearl Harbor.
Literally, I think there was in my small town. I think there was a Chinese restaurant called Pearl Harbor.
That would be the funniest like fake outrage bait to get a bunch of people mad in like small town Kansas or whatever.
Yeah. I think it has a.
Be like a newly immigrated family opens Pearl Harbor Japanese cuisine.
I think it probably flew over better over here, which is why it existed in my hometown. Maybe
it flew better over there.
Yeah,
I bet it did.
Yeah, it was fine over here.
Not a lot flew that well at Pearl Harbor.
No, a very tragic event 100 years ago. So
yeah,
it's okay to make.
Yeah,
these
definitely
jokes.
Still reeling from it. Pearl Harbor.
What kind of voice should this be? This quote, you think?
From Military Report, I think it should be like an old transatlantic like radio broadcaster.
Okay. At 02.
Hold on. Perfect.
At 02:43, the gun officer reported unidentified planes between Seal Beach and Long Beach. At 3:06, a balloon. At 3:06, a balloon carrying a red flare was reported over Santa Monica and firing on it. Began at 3:07 on orders of the Controller Army to destroy it. A total of 482 rounds of 3-inch were expended at the planes without visible result. Attempt for gun 3 reported setting one plane on fire.
Was he getting shut down in the process?
Oh my god, that's great.
I turned red that whole. I just didn't take any breaths, and I'm already very sick and ill.
That is the perfect role to give to someone who's dying from COVID or whatever at the moment as well. So now you're going to get healthy from that. That's great.
I can feel the mucus and phlegm expelling from my lungs. I can feel it. My bronchioles are praising. Exultation was in the air. The city had met its first taste of war with valor. It was exhilarating. But exultation turned to embarrassment the next day when the Secretary of the Navy said that there had been no air raid, no enemy planes. It was just a case of jitters. Embarrassment turned to outrage. The Army was accused of shooting up an empty sky in that guy's cabinet with all the molasses.
Chris Hansen.
The sheriff. Sorry, what?
I said Chris Hansen.
Oh, yeah. The sheriff was particularly embarrassed. He had valiantly helped the FBI round up several Japanese nurserymen and gardeners who were supposedly caught in the act of signaling the imminent evidence. The Secretary of War tried to save face by saying that while there were no enemy aircraft in the air, it was believed that 15 commercial planes flown by enemy agents had crossed the city. Likely story, chap. Though no one believed this gross canard. Dude, gross canard. That's sick.
That's insane.
That is an awesome gamer tag.
Gross canard. No one believed this gross canard, this harangue. Most agreed that with the secretary that it was better to be alert than to not alert enough. Bazinga!
Perfect. Can you do that voice, Isaiah?
Probably. No, see?
Yeah.
The city admitted its first taste of war with valor, see? A little bit. No, I'm not serious.
I can't do voices, but I do like that.
It was exhilarating, but exultation turned to embarrassment the next day. A little bit.
I like it. Now pay me in molasses, see?
Second at negative is a copy negative from a retouched print. Certain details, such as the white spots around the searchlight's convergence, are exactly the same in both negatives. In the retouched version, many light beams were lightened and widened with white paint, while the other beams were eliminated.
It's the same thing that happens to your face in Creepcast thumbnails.
Wow.
All the light
Man, you
retouching.
got me so good. Wow, you got me good with that one, bro. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You owned me.
I didn't mean to own you.
It was meant to be
You
more of
own me.
a.
I have to quit the podcast now. This is your fault. How do you feel?
It was meant to be more of a. I'm getting on all fours, and you are my mecca.
Oh. Oh. All right. Well, anyone who's mad about that comment, you can direct your complaints to Caleb. His phone number is 48324.
And my email address is brands
Yeah,
at
his email address,
sour.gg.
Caleb would happily give the rest of his contact information.
He probably would for the fun of it.
I love talking to people. I love people.